right now. Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.
All right, Paul, thanks very much. Hello again, everyone. It's a Sunday night edition of the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call right here on the Borders and Borders hotline. You know the drill. Call us at 412-575-2600 or tweet me at KDPomp and air your opinions on Pittsburgh sports topics. Today, the Pirates completed a series in Milwaukee, and it was not a good series. 2 out of 3 go into the loss column, and today it was Chris Archer. And I'd like to hear your thoughts about Chris Archer, and have you changed your opinion about Chris Archer? He again goes only 4 innings, 78 pitches, 6 runs, 7 hits, 2 walks, and 5 starts now for the Pirates, 6.95 ERA. Now, I realize that this trade was something that was going to happen, supposed to help now, but most importantly, it was for future years because he is signed. And while I still believe he could be an asset to them, this has to be categorized for what it was for this year as a disaster. He was supposed to be one of the guys who was brought in here to help them down the stretch, close the margin to a wild card. They gave up quite a bit to get him, there's no doubt. Of all the pitchers that have been signed and or traded for at the trade deadline, he's been the worst of them all, and it cost the most to get him. I watched Cole Hamels the other night, a complete game, and he has just been surgical since the Cubs picked him up, and there have been others too, but Chris Archer was supposed to be better than that, and he has really struggled. Now, he owned it afterwards again. He's been very good about that. He didn't want to make any excuses. People kept saying, well, you're new to the league. He says, I don't want to hear it. I'm supposed to do better than this, and I got to get it figured out. So there's that at least. But the bottom line is this did not help. In fact, it hurt. The Pirates have had one of the worst records in the National League ever since they acquired Archer and Kella, and now are 13 games out of first place, 8.5 out of the wild card. They've been leapfrogged by both the Washington Nationals and the San Francisco Giants. They now have to hurdle 7 teams to get the second wild card. Listen, it's over. It's been over, in my opinion, but this officially makes it over, even though it's not official. I'd like to hear your take on the Pirates, what's gone on there. And do you think analytics has gone too far in baseball? Because I think, with the case of the Pirates, I think it has. I think a lot of teams now subscribe to it to the point where it's changing, what used to be decision-making based on gut instinct. We don't see that anymore. It's mostly knee-jerk reaction based on sabermetrics, based on analytics. Pitch counts, more than ever before, are being used to make decisions where, again, I go back to Friday night, Stephen Brault, he bats in the top of the 15th, 4 outstanding innings, very efficient work, 58 pitches. Now, if he went to Clint Hurdle and said, look, I can't pitch anymore, that's one thing. But I haven't heard anything like that. What happened, though, is even though he batted in the top of the 15th, it was Clay Holmes who came out in the bottom of the 15th and did what he has been doing, which is to be wild, walked 3, including the opposing pitcher, and gave up 2 hits, 1 to Eric Kratz that tied the game, and, of course, the game winner to Orlando Arcia. So Clay Holmes is a name you'll not soon forget when it comes to 2018 baseball, but I'm wondering your take on analytics and has it gone too far? We'll talk about that. Also want to get your take on what you saw yesterday from the Steelers and the Titans. The defense much better, and they did make it tough on Tennessee, which did not even get over the 50-yard line in their lives. They were stout against the run. The Steeler defense was. They made turnovers, 6 sacks. It was everything a defensive coordinator could possibly want from its team, especially after that team was scored to the tune of 37 points on defense by the Green Bay Packers. So your take on that, where the Steelers are, any roster decisions you might have. And listen, we have a really good, lively, #1 Cochran Sports Showdown coming up tonight over on KDKA 1135. Andrew Filipponi, Mark Cabali, and Jason Mackey are all going to be there. And we have topics like Pat Narduzzi's guarantee, like James Franklin. Is he really the most overrated coach in college football based on a vote of his peers? Also, we'll get into Urban Meyer and that investigation at Ohio State and his press conference the night when that investigation came to its conclusion and they revealed the punishment, which was really what you would expect for a university investigating themselves. We'll get into all of that and more, including the Pirates and the Steelers. So join us tonight. That's 11:35 over on KDKA-TV. In the meantime, we'll take a break. Your turn to sound off is right now. It's 412-575-2600. Give me a shout right here until 11 o'clock on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. And remember, later on the show, we're going to feature the Roos Chris sizzling shot with a high five to a local golfer who made another hole-in-one today. It's unbelievable. The sizzling shot brought to you by Roos Chris at 6 PPG Place downtown, home of the sizzling. Done right. We'll be right back. The Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call is brought to you by Ireland Contracting, putting new roofs on Pittsburgh homes for over 25 years. Call Ireland Contracting at 1-800-NEW-ROOF.